East peace process came even closer to the Bay Area this weekend at a unique family camp near Yosemite.
For the first time, a camp called Peacemakers was able to fly Israelis and Palestinians to California to meet, make connections, and maybe make some progress. Generations of fighting, decades of violence, and now half a world away, what some hope could be the strongest force standing against war: voices.
Now is the chance to look into your eyes and say what you feel, and he can say what he feels.
To understand the other side, you need to understand his history, you need to understand his presence.
90 Palestinians and Jews, 20 of whom live in the Middle East now, have met in a wooded camp near Yosemite to talk, and more importantly, to listen. Teenagers, seniors, couples with children have all agreed to take part in a program arranged by Bay Area Palestinian Americans and Jews working with the directors of a Jewish summer camp.
It's about planting a seed. It's an awakening, right? And it's just, I think peace doesn't happen all at once. It's a slow transformation, person by person.
It's a weekend of many firsts.
But I saw an Israeli and a Palestinian who said, prior to this moment, the only interaction they had ever had with the other was at a checkpoint.
What it's not is a perfect solution.
We can't just say that we're here and we listen to the other side and everything's okay, because everything is not okay. It's very complicated. And I know that there are people here who have a lot of hatred and a lot of anger.
Palestinian Lama Tureya is a 19-year-old college student from East Jerusalem. Her only expectation this weekend is that she'll meet some new people.
Many of us have anger and many of us have fears, but we come here and we talk about them, and this is the first step of dealing with them and getting over them to the next step of reconciliation and building a new country.
27-year-old Lior Levy is challenging himself to share more of the Jewish perspective.
This is like the first time I actually talk about my service in the army, which was very, intense.
It was equally intense for Suleiman, a Palestinian who told Lior he was part of a radical Palestinian fighting group during the same years that Lior was a soldier.
And I was just thinking how symbolic it is that we could sit here and talk and laugh and smoke a cigarette in the pit. And 7 years ago we were across the line from each other, holding weapons, and I think it's very surreal and bizarre and magical at the same time.
Those connections often emerge from painful discussions.
How do you react to the term suicide bomber?
The suicide bomber to me is a byproduct of something else, which in this situation is an occupation.
What does Jerusalem mean to you?
I think that Jerusalem can be a very sad place because so many blood is spilled in the streets of Jerusalem from all sides.
The groups share life stories, their different versions of history, their traditions, celebrations, and their joy. Still, even here, so many miles from the Middle East, the path to peace is anything but smooth.
It's a slow progression, but that's what I think we start. And we continue this work over years and years and generations. That's how peace is made, in my opinion, my hope.
Lior and Lama are finding their hope rests in the same place: the future.
And I know that when I want to have kids, I just don't want them to be part of it, and I just want them to make their own decisions without suicide bombers in the streets and without them going to the army when they're 18.
And I wasn't raised to know that West Jerusalem has human beings the same as those in East Jerusalem. And if I could get my children to know that they are the same, and that we can meet, and that we can know each other, just know each other, and then I think everything else will be possible.
And the campers tell us they plan to stay in touch to keep building on their relationships. And you can hear more Voices of the Peacemakers online at CBS5.com. More participants describe what they hope comes out of this weekend.
So helpful, so hopeful.